Shall we do as that personage suggested and make for the Rock Mouse's burrow? Then follow me. I'll lead the way.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
I felt certain I would find you here, Arisen. And it seems I was right.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
We'll pull through yet! I'll not be done in. We're under attack!
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you. Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
Well fought, Arisen.
Let us not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues.
Resounding success.
This can't be how it ends.
Too fast for you.
How dare you! That'll teach you.
Food is the fuel of any adventure. It isn't much of an adventure if all we do is make camp.
'Tis enough to make camp only when the need arises.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
That was outstanding, if I do say so myself.
Let us try for the same result with our next attack.
Never would have occurred to me.
Now that is a surprise. say.
Well, we may not die in battle. Far cry from being invincible.
On my way!
Strike hard enough! We're gonna have to do this twice.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall!
Understood.
This is a conundrum.
Battle is upon us.
Don't think I'll stand for this. Please, have mercy.
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. A chance you'd like to see it?
How's this? You keep your life, and I take the rest.
I will protect you.
One of us has been drenched! Be ready! Our foes are armed! Allow me.
That reminds me. I appreciate you carrying our heavy items, but do let me know if you need a hand. Would you mind coming over here?
Yon statue is swathed in mystery.
Mayhap these statues were erected that travelers might not lose their way.
I shall finish this! For the Arisen! It seems we have enraged our foe. Why do we not use their range to our advantage?
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a minute.
Right, I've got a grip on our foe!
Focus! A moment of indecision may spell our doom!
Really? Now? Look out, Arisen! We're under attack!
It is a treasure in the truest sense.
How exciting! My heart is fit to burst.
You have my protection. Arisen, we ought to heal ourselves while we've the chance.
If battle cannot be avoided, it's fight or die.
Understood. I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
It is not for us to gainsay the Arisen's judgment. We must go where we are bid.
I knew you would prevail, Master.
Fight on, and victory shall be ours.
Mayhap 'twas somewhat overdone, but no matter.
Prepare yourself!
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Have you forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather lost.
Well met. Does that make you the Arisen? Be at ease. I bear you no ill will. My name is Manella, and I have the honor of serving as a go-between twixt Her Majesty and the Guard. Come, let me buy you a drink. We've much to discuss, and I don't fancy standing round all the while. Shall we make for the tavern?
Pray, follow me. Here we are. Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
Why, peruse at your leisure, sir. Do come again?
Who's at your leisure, sir?
The people of Batal view pawns with great prejudice. They're even forbidden from setting foot in the capital. Her Majesty, Empress Nadinia, has long been troubled by this custom, but a practice so ancient isn't easily overturned. Many are unhappy about the existence of this tavern, even though it lies outside the capital, simply because it was established as a place for pawns to gather. I know not what manner of person you are, but if you would aid me in my efforts to make the people of Batal more accepting of pawns, I would be glad to offer you a residence permit. 'Tis a bargain more than fair, for those who hold such permits may remain in Batal without having their activities questioned. What say you? Glad I am to hear it. Take this then. Simply show it to one of the sentries and you'll be granted entry to the capital. Oh, and if you encounter any troubled Batali along the way, I bid you assist them. They are harsh in their persecution of the pawns, but were they to be aided by the targets of their ire, mayhap a few stubborn hearts would soften. A simple plan, I know, but 'tis the only one available, or so it seems to me. I bid you good fortune, Sir Arisen. Simply show it to one of the sentries, and they are harsh in their persecution of the pawns. But were they to be aided by the targets of their ire, a simple plan, I know, but 'tis the only one.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
Almost wish aught would happen to shake things up.
I've got wares of every ilk. Pleasure doing business with you.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
What do you want?
All knowledge of this, God's way, stems from the forbidden magic research laboratory, which can be found here in Batal. However, you would do well to first travel to the Alta Batal coast and seek a man named Ambrosius. For as a researcher of this laboratory, he will doubtless be able to answer many of your questions.
It seems that we must seek out this Ambrosius. If we are to learn more of the God's way. Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Say, have you seen any statues about? Solid stone ones, carved in the likeness of monsters. Tell is, quite a number of them were found not long ago, just west of the Agamemnon ruins. Here's the curious part, though. The things look damn near real. So real, in fact, that collectors were willing to pay outlandish sums of gold for them. Would that I'd gotten my hands on one. Suppose I'll just have to hope there are more of them out there somewhere.
Follow me, if you would.
Batal's Empress has clearly earned the love and respect of her subjects.
Methinks it comes of their mutual devotion. Her Majesty offers up a prayer alongside her people every single day.
Vermont's people bear no such love for their Queen Regent. Though, of course, they have their reasons. We have arrived.
Huh? What in the... Where did you come from? Did Clark send you? Oh no, he did, didn't he? I'm sorry. I'm really, truly very sorry. I haven't slept a wink, I swear it. Well, I suppose I might have fallen asleep once or twice, but it isn't as if I've been lazing about. I simply haven't been able to devise any good ideas. I tell you, this arrangement has been an encumbrance on my mind from the very beginning. While I am glad that the old man appreciated my talents enough to commission me, it doesn't change the facts. I can only depict subjects that I've seen with my own two eyes. Which makes things rather difficult, given the task at hand. Say, you appear a rather strapping sort. Would you be persuaded to bring me to a griffin? 'Twill be well worth any trouble. Clark shall pay handsomely to see this done, and you'd be doing me a great boon besides. I've heard aught of a griffin's nesting place. I shall await you there. Do keep in mind, however, that you must needs drag the battle out if I am to complete my sketch. Of course, I could look as long as I pleased if you were to petrify the beast. Indeed, a beast frozen in place would be much more easily drawn. 'Tis said that a famed sculptor of Eld used a Medusa's severed head to petrify her subjects before sketching them. Of course, I wouldn't presume to demand aught so legendary of you, Arisen. I only ask that you aid me in completing my sketch as best as you are able. Then I shall depart at once. Pray, meet me at the foot of the Guerco mountain range, east of the rest town.
He wishes to gaze upon a griffin firsthand. 'Tis a tall ask. But not impossible. Shall we go where we are bid? Then follow me. I'll lead the way.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Oi, what's your problem? Walking about with pawns in tow, I mislike that. You from Vermont? Bet you're as prejudiced as the rest of your lot. Well, got something you want to say, eh? Save it. You're not welcome here. Suppose you didn't know, but we don't allow Vermundian scum in this tavern. But I've got a heart of gold, me. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. All you've got to do is prove your mettle against these sods alone. That is. If you're bested, then we'll take all you've got. It's only fair, ain't it? Put your back into it!
I shan't let you get away.
Well now, quite the brawl we're having here. But I must say, these odds are rather craven. Did you leave your honor at the door?
And who are you supposed to be? You a friend of this one?
Nay, I'm a sellsword. Coin is my only ally. 'Tis not my conscience that called me here. No, no. I simply cannot stomach acts of cowardice. Is there even one among you with the grit for a proper duel, one-on-one?
What'd be in it for us, eh?
The fact that I'd refrain from breaking your jaw. That's not quite the reaction I was hoping for. Mayhap you know not my face. How about my name then? Ragnar.
Ragnar? You're him? From the Scarlet Rains and the battle for Jeremiah? Well, 'tis clear you're a man best not crossed. But I trust you'll have no complaints so long as there's only one of us, aye? Oi, bring it out!
Where's that reprobate gotten off to? We'll see if you can escape me a second time.
I don't believe it. You're a bloody menace, you are. Come on, you lot. We're leaving.
Fine work, that was. Pray, save your thanks. I've no need of it. After all, judging by the skill with which you won that duel just now, I dare say you'd have bested those louts even if I hadn't intervened. I suppose that coward knew he was no match for you in a fair fight, so he had that beast take the beating for him. At any rate, 'tis safe to say you've piqued my interest. I hope our paths cross again someday. Of course, I can't promise I'll be as amicable then. As a sellsword, 'tis my policy to let my employer decide friend from foe. I'm sure you understand. Till next time.
One cannot help but wonder about that Sir Ragnar. Who is he really?
Well now, I'm not sure.
There's light armor, and there's heavy armor. But how to forge the best of both?
Can't put a price on quality. Full as ever. Look around if you must, but be sure to buy all. Just tell me what you need, and I'll see it done. Come again when you've more coin to spend.
Interested in my wares?
Come rain or shine, I'll make the best of it.
Sorry, but I'm not taking any passengers.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Bugger off.
This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint. Can't set off till I've had my due. I may have I'll treat myself to a
Wonder how long this
before
job's
bed.
supposed to last.
Make haste if you please. We're setting out.
All this quiet makes me itch to pull the stern. What to do?
These soldiers lack discipline.
You're not getting in here on my watch.
Oh, what does this say?
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
This ox cart's bound for Vernworth. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Goblins approach!
I shall not fail you!
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you. Here, an enchantment of cold to freeze our foes.
Splendid. This foe was marked to be felled by my master from beyond the rift. Now I can report a successful hunt.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Nicely done!
Perhaps you might join the fight yourself?
Well said.
That's it!
Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't...
Our destination is rather distant. Perhaps we ought to consider
Have you heard tell of an ox cart travelling the roads at night? Honestly, I follow every regulation to the letter and only travel during the day. Why can't others do the same?
There's been much talk on the street of this phantom ox cart that travels after sunset. But I've heard rather enough of it. Our hands are full enough as it is.
What am I supposed to do about it?
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table. From me,
I always say.
Where to now? Try all I might. I can't get a sort of person.
Lots to do.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance? Do come again.
You the Arisen? I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
Look as long as you please. Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad... to assist you. Do come again.
Well met, sir.
Would that I could spend all day here.
Something good will come of today. I just know.
To polish up my gear for tomorrow.
Got to face it. No one's coming to my rescue.
We must rest. I return safe and sound, and I dare say wiser for my travels.
Good morrow, everyone.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Shall we get underway?
I'm sure I can handle this.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
I don't know what to do.
I'm going to go exploring.
Heed your senses. If aught feels out of place, it could very well be a trap.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, I believe I finally grasped the true nature of this place. 'Twas a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign of some generations past. In a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants, this sovereign attempted to consign our kingdom's histories to oblivion. Alas, 'twould seem that, no matter the age, the avarice of those in power is all but guaranteed. Yet 'tis clear it serves them not, almost laughably so. The sovereign's line ultimately fell to ruin, and now this library, so laboriously sealed, has been discovered. What can we learn from this? Those who make light of history are doomed to be crushed under its heel.
Was well worth the effort of breaking it. Tis a fair reward. We cannot complain.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel, but you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it. Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful.
Tellers, miasmite can be harvested from phantoms, monsters that wander the world a night.
Yes, of course. I see it now.
I don't know what to do.
Such quiet. It's a blessing. Can't complain, mate. I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead.
I don't know what to do.
This looks as good a place as any.
Suppose that's enough for courage.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, We provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd...
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the Abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
Mine is a life devoted to humble prayer.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the Abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, 'tis the Abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the Abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the Abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
You have my support.
I know not why, but the words basement sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
Well said.
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard, anyhow.
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I should like to see him walk out of here in good health.
Might I beg but a moment of your time? Might I beg but a moment of your time?
Pray, keep your voice low.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind.
Do not approach me.
Need someone to talk to?
Must come from the space.
It's so dull when there's nothing doing.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. You have my protection.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Well said.
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone?
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place at once. Beg pardon, sir, but this room is where our most severe cases convalesce. I must ask you not to disturb them, for your sake as much as theirs.
This is where my luck runs out. Piss off or I'll gut you. Could barely drag my ass out of bed.
I have noticed that the Abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip into the basement sick room then.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Pleasure doing business with you. Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Pleasure doing business with you.
Finish it tomorrow. Each day's more the same.
Time to be heading.
I want to go home.
'Tis my duty to devote my life to prayer and virtue.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Right you are.
We found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
Splendid.
What should I do?
Not my kind of place, this. A sharp resist.
I've been on my feet all day. My legs are...
What should I do?
Let's move along.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny they have their uses.